Okay, welcome to another installment of Introduction to Philosophy. And just to keep in mind for you, I am using this book for everything that we are doing in this course. This is The Great Conversation by Norman Melchert. Has everything in it except for it does not have Leibniz in it. So for Leibniz, I was using other resources, including the actual text. So in this installment, we're going to be discussing his monadology in a brief extent. Now, in Leibnizian metaphysics, he also has a idealism here, which I will get to. In Leibniz's universe, you have a unextended world. What I mean by unextended, when you read Descartes, he talks about extended versus cognizable beings, or res extensa and res cogitans. Res extensa means extended, means concrete, objective. It means material, where res cogitans means souls, like mind material, which is not concrete and not material. Leibniz doesn't claim for there to be any extension at all, and with that we have a bit of a idealism that he has here, and that's kind of interesting here. And we in the previous video we discussed his pre-established harmony, which we will get to a little bit, and we'll also discuss his monads, basically what the whole thing of a monad is. A monad is the ontological essence of a person, or of a mind. A monad is unextended mind. It's basically a unextended mind atom. A monad is like a atom, and there are in Leibniz's universe we have a lot of atoms that are related together in this unextended universe. And he also discusses this idea of substance. If you read Spinoza, I am taking out. I am omitting Spinoza from this course just because I'm trying to keep things minimal. I thought about omitting Leibniz, but I decided against it, obviously. He talks about this idea of substance, and substance is this ground thing, this bottom thing that you can't, we can break down atoms, we can break down anything. However, substance is this thing that it is the ground of everything that exists. And some philosophers will say that substance is a material thing. However, Leibniz says that substance is a immaterial thing. It's a non-material, unextended thing. And how minds, or souls, if you will, he will use the word souls as at points. Souls are the substance of the whole world. And how every substance every monad is mutually independent of anything else. And there is this pre-established harmony, because if any one thing occurs in this, let's think of this as a Leibnizian grid, kind of mapping out this whole universe that he has. If one thing happens up here, indirectly there will be an effect way down here, if that makes sense. And there's a monad. A monad is like a spirit or a soul or a mind of a person. It's this unextended thing, and Leibniz says that a monad is like a mirror of the universe. And there's also this Leibnizian causality, which I've discussed a little bit, where in this pre-established harmony there's this grid where everything is dovetailed, everything is fitted together, where there's this mutually dependent thing in which everything is, and how all the monads in this whole world are independent. However, if one thing is, if there's a one cause up here, there's an effect somewhere else indirectly. So that's kind of what a monad is. That's kind of Leibniz's metaphysics, and this is his. Some people call it a idealism because there's no objective, there's no extension, there's no reality, I guess. However, personally, I wouldn't look at it that way. I would look at it as a realistic idealism, because it is realism, and it is a real thing, but it's just a unextended realism. Let me know if you have any questions about Leibniz. I wanted this to be very, very brief and very, very short, because I wanted to move on to Hobbes and Berkeley and Hume and Locke. But let me know what you think, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next installment.